I don't know the name of the lady. I don't know who she is, but she's my everyday hero this week. She works at a restaurant in Los Angeles. Perhaps she'll tell us. Perhaps she'll show up in the chat and remind us, or let us know. But if it's her secret, that's fine. I got a text message from, hold on, I want to read it. Wait right there. Talk amongst yourselves. This is too good. This is just, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Hal, you're just rubbing this in. You're just trying to make Greg Kelly feel worse than he already does. It's not possible. So, I got a message the other day. I got a text message from somebody I haven't heard from in a little bit. Little fella. He's not little. He's actually, I think we're the exact same height. Super talented. A genuine sweetheart. Blisteringly funny dude. And one of the most, I think, should be appreciated songwriters of our time. Okay, just a man many of you know from the last couple of years, Richard Marx. And Richard texted me, "Hi Caleb, I get it." Okay, hold on. Richard Marx texted me this. I hadn't talked to him in a bit, and I got this out of the blue. And I have to tell you, there are moments when you're like, you guys know how I feel about being famous. I fucking love it. It's great. It's awesome. You should follow me to the dry cleaners sometime, or to any number of shops, especially as the 20-somethings who watched Lab Rats are coming up. It's a good time. It's nice when you can just walk into a place, buy something, and make someone's day. It fucking rules. And anybody who shits on being famous is a dick. And Richard Marx texts me, and this is the message. "Hey dude, been so long. I had dinner tonight with Paul Stanley, and our waitress was I will leave who she is, a woman from Mexico who's a fan of yours, and said, 'Mr. Stanley, do you know how much Hal Sparks loves you?' And Paul said, 'I do, actually.'" And Richard gave a bunch of crying, laughing emojis and said, "Hope you're well." Yes, and Richard is a genius. He's a fucking master musician and a really sweet guy. Mr. Stanley, do you know how much Hal Sparks loves you? I do, actually. That's so awesome. Oh my fucking God. So nice. So, yeah, I mean, come on. Come on. Like that moment. So, to that wonderful woman who works at whatever restaurant that was, you would walk up to those two guys, not knowing that I know Richard, and I'm so lucky to be on a however low rung first name basis with Paul. He knows me when he sees me, right? And he can't leave fast enough. Like, "You're awesome. Where are you going?" No. But I owe you dinner, or I don't know, a free comedy show or something, whatever. Please reach out, because that made my month. Oh, thanks, Cindy. I like to think so. But I was like, how in the hell? I know, Water Goddess. It's such a great story. So that was it just got me. It was so funny. I do, actually. God damn it. Because you got to understand, 10-year-old Hal Sparks, 1979, first Kiss concert, beginning of the Dynasty tour, or effectively the Dynasty concerts in Rupp Arena. My mom and I go to see the show because I'm a huge Kiss fan. Bought my first Kiss album when I was 5 years old. My mom takes me to the show, We have these tickets that were given to the Kentucky Film Commission. She, because she looks good in a halter top, sneaks us down to fourth row. And I'm dressed as Paul Stanley in dyed black long johns with the chest cut out and just like silver lines painted on it and like it's not quite tinsel or whatever, but like that's like shitty, not quite rhinestone stuff, like the cheap Filene's Basement rhinestone stuff, all around the edge of it, and my galoshes, that I'd painted stripes on the side of them, on the heel, and I'm watching. We were on Paul's side of the stage, and he fucking saw me, and he did like that. 10 years old, and it changed it made me in that moment go, oh, I somebody sees me. Somebody I really, like one of my heroes sees me. That was huge. Huge. What Kiss tour had the tanks on it? That was Creatures of the Night, that tour. So, anyways, and then 2 years later, think of that. Think of that arc. That little kid in Peaksmill, Kentucky. I had to be bused to fucking school through the hills. For an hour and a half, basically every fucking day, to go into town, to go to middle school, and nowhere, just fucking middle of nowhere. If I wanted to visit my best friend, it was a 1.5 mile walk at minimum, and a walk. There was no bus, there was no nothing, just a walk. And in the snow, it didn't matter. There were times when I'd walk back from my buddy Kurt's house, because they had a TV when we didn't, and I'd watch TV, and after I left, it would be pitch black, and there are no street lights, because we're out in the middle of the woods. And I came up with this idea when I was, I think, 7 years old, when I was walking back between the houses, that if you sang, it kept the werewolves away. That was an idea of mine. I developed my singing voice because I was convinced at 7, 8 years old that if I just sang really loud, it would scare off the werewolves. Right? Little Hal should be telling the story. Little Hal kind of is. Little Hal kind of is. And it's just, anybody who can't appreciate those things, that's on my side of the wall in the world of knowns versus not knowns in people or whatever. It's like, reality stars aren't celebrities, they're awarities. You're aware of who they are, but you don't really celebrate who they are. You're just like, oh, there's that fucking guy. Whereas artists you like, or people who've acted in a way that's moved you, you kind of celebrate them. I celebrate Paul and Richard and King's X and Danko Jones and Todd Kearns and, all these folks that I'm, all the guys at the Jam and all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm so impressed by them and appreciative of their art, right? And so for that to happen to that kid, come on. Come on. You're a Kiss wolf. It might be true. Hold on to the nights. Hold on to the memories. I wish that I could give you more, that I would be your. So, yeah, there you go. The arc from 10 to 50, that's right. Hal's hooked. Absolutely. So, I thought I'd end on that nice story, because that's my way of saying I appreciate you guys. I don't have time to react to all the things when people promote online, but I want you to know I see it and I appreciate it. And I appreciate the lift you give me so I can do the other stuff to prep for the show and do the things that I can to be worthwhile here. And that, thank God, you guys don't expect me to go, thank you. Like, every day's your birthday, and when you get all those text messages on your birthday, and you're like, I'm never going to get to the end of these. You get that feeling sometimes when you're on this side of the camera, and it can be overwhelming. And I gotta say, I appreciate you guys giving me the space to just do the thing I do, instead of just getting a sore arm from high-fiving all the time. It's really lovely. And I would do more of it if I felt like it was necessary, but I'd rather do the thing that you like than sell the thing. I mean, I should be better at selling. We know this. We know this. I know. I hear you, Cliff. I hear you. But I know you guys do that, and I see it, and I love you for it. And that story with her, this lady who is unnamed, I don't know her name. They didn't say I don't think he knew. I think I don't even know that she was their waiter. I think she was just working there and came over to them. I don't know. But like when something like that happens, I need her and everybody to know that not only I, but a lot of people in my position in this world appreciate it. We see it, and it touches you in a way I don't think people can really wrap their head around, because it's one thing to have a friend do something nice for you and not tell you or whatever, or a neighbor, hey, I saw you left your screen door open, so I shut it, and whatever, those kind of things. Those little things where you're like, oh, that's really awesome. Like your family grows a little bit, but there's a space between people when you live online or on the other side of a camera, for a lot of people, that is hard to grasp when you're not there yet. Like I didn't really understand it until Talk Soup, and I understood it right away. Like I did an experiment, and I'll leave you with this. I did an experiment. I've mentioned this before, but some of you are new and deserve to hear it. I hit the like. When I got Talk Soup, I got it on a Wednesday, and they said, you're going to start next week. And it was 4th of July weekend. And so it was going to be a short week. It was going to be Monday to Thursday, and then we'd have Friday off. And so I went out on the weekend before I did Talk Soup ever, before my first show. And I went down to 3rd Street Promenade in LA, in Santa Monica, and I walked around, very aware that from this point on, this is my last day of total anonymity. Where I'm walking around, I was very aware that this time next week, it's gonna be different. Even if they fire me in a week, I'll be famous as the shortest Talk Soup host in history, right? Because that's what's gonna happen. I knew it. Even with that. So I went down there and I wandered around. Nobody, except the ladies, gave me a second glance. Because I am adorable. So I was walking around, just being cute. But not, not stopping traffic. And then I did 4 days on the show, and I came back to 3rd Street Promenade the next weekend. A scientific test. And there was a place called the Broadway Deli, which was down on I'm 5'9", which is plenty. It's right on Broadway and 3rd Street Promenade. And there's a parking garage right here. You get out of the parking garage, and there's like a little alley kind of business hallway kind of thing that you would take when it was raining on 3rd Street and you needed to go to the store. You go through there instead of coming around Broadway Deli. Go through there, and it comes straight out of the parking garage. I came down to the parking garage, walk across, go straight through there. And I step out onto 3rd Street. I had not even cleared the door area. And a stranger, a dude, I had no idea who this guy was, hit me in the chest with his palm like this. Just went, boom. Hey, new Talk Soup guy. That was it. Before I even stepped out onto 3rd Street Promenade. And it was fucking solid. Like, he wanted my attention. Like that. He felt like, and today everybody like, he put his hands on you? That's assault. It was fucking fine. It was great. It was a solid, like whack right in the chest. And that was it. Hey, Talk Soup guy. That was it. From that point on, whole new game. Even at the ebb of, periods between stuff where I grow my hair out, or on, in VH1 when I would grow my hair long or whatever, I look nothing like Michael. I look nothing like myself on Talk Soup. I look nothing like, myself on Lab Rats. Doesn't matter. Even during the ebbs of it, it's always people just going, oh, hey, I love that. It's beautiful. It's a great thing. It is so good. It's such a lovely thing. And it's so good, I get mad when people don't like it. When people are unappreciative of what fame gives you. Because I think one of the reasons people would rather be famous than rich is because fame is more resilient. You can run out of money, but still have people go, oh, fuck, that's great. I love what you do. Yeah? There's a bunch of stars out there who were on the skids for a while financially, and it was fans that were like, hey, can I buy you dinner? And they had no idea that they were buying them the only meal they had that day. Like, it happens all the time. And why would you piss something like that away? That strangers that far removed from you would go, hey, I like what you do. Anybody gets mad about that shit? Now, I've had some weird shit, don't get me wrong. I've had death threats because of queer as folk. I had big chunks of the gay community mad at me, not because I was a straight guy playing a gay character, but because Michael broke up Brian and Justin for a while. And so they were literally angry at me because of what my character was written to do, right? That's fucked up. And some of them get really mad, like scary mad, like really attached. And you're like, man, that's kind of nuts. That's kind of scary. I don't know where your hinge point is. I'm at Flappers a week from tonight. So Patreon folks, I'll do a show. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about because these shows are that way. All my Flapper shows are improv. I will decide the second I walk on stage what pops into my head, that'll be the show. They get angry at the character, so they're angry at you. Happens all the time, by the way. So it just like that part aside, the vast majority of the experiences you have are really fucking good. They're really lovely. And I just get annoyed at people who take it for granted. I really do. Because, again, that moment, like, where this woman tells Paul Stanley, do you have any idea how much Hal Sparks loves you? And his response, I do, actually, is such a beautiful thing. Yeah, rip Dimebag. We'll talk about that next time. I heard the real story behind that. That was gnarly. Whole other show. Thanks, Bo. You won't be the first. And I can tell you, one of these days, remind me, guys, to tell you about how many times I've been sexually groped against my will by fans early in my career. Yeah, that's a good time. That's a good story. Yeah. Not even funny. Not even like, oh yeah, we're just messing around. No. You can tell the difference. Oh yeah, it's a real thing. And you know what? I'm just fine. I'll be all right. You guys, though, I love. And I am a great hugger, Aaron. It's true. You know why? Because I mean it. All right, I gotta go. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I think Rob Glenn has a previous engagement, so we might do a special midday show with him to make sure we can get it in because there's so much stuff to cover. Although new robot stuff tomorrow, it's crazy. They're coming. I'm telling you. But it's nice to be irreplaceable.